Hi everyone. Sorry, just trying to get everything up and running and it's just being slow. Yes, guys, I know I'm muted. Hello everybody. Why is that? Which makes zero sense. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. Twitch was like taking forever to work and it was quite annoying. So, I don't know why it keeps acting like Is the portrait stream going okay? Because it's like giving me this error message like it's not going okay. So I'm just curious. Faraz, I don't like. Do you support Donald Trump? Because if you don't support him, that's why I'm not taking the call, or I won't keep you on the line because I'm here to talk to active Trump supporters. Okay, it is still working. I don't know why things are giving me error messages. It's quite annoying. Oh yeah, then he goes and is now pawing at the door like he wants out. Bailey, come here. Little butt munch of a kitty cat. He's a silly cat. Come here, Bailey. All right, guys. Okay, the cat left. Okay. Sorry, guys, for all the delays. But we here. All right, let's see. Groove, Cup of Cabin, Yami, and Blank. Hello, everybody. Let's see who else we've missed. 1 second. Everybody that was in early on the portrait was Coco's, Feisty, Danny, Shell, Simon, Nobody. Hello, Leanne. All right, y'all were all here early. Hey, Moose, how we doing? Over on landscape, we have Ashley, No Name, Working Bum, 411, Malicious. Let's see, lots of repeat chatters. BMC, hello, Michael, Luca, Jiran, Ryu, Adam. Man, lots of people were commenting before I even hit that start button. Y'all did amazing over there. Hello, Teacup, everybody. That's funny, Adam, actually. Okay. What? That doesn't even make sense. Decline. Why did that even happen? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you are, Swan. You are super early into the live. Thank you, guys. Hey, Moose, do you know if Brett got to that like number last night or not? Because if so, I've got some My chat's got some splaining to do. They got some splaining to do. Okay, we're doing that. That was just rude. I don't know, Anthony. What on earth would give you the idea that I don't know what I don't know what you're talking about, Anthony. Thank you. Yeah, oh, okay. I can ask someone real quick if they manage to, because like I said, if they manage to do it, like there's kind of a problem. Like y'all just don't do it. Oh, I know, Anthony. I understood it. That's why I was like, I don't. What on earth gave you that idea? Like, I just don't understand. You know, what wouldn't give you that? Like, what would give you that idea? Dry. Thank you, guys. No, I know. So no, Moose, I will have to explain it to you in the mod chat. But there's a specific reason for it, and that's why I was like, not from not Australian one, okay? Not an Australian one. Oh yeah, totally, Bryce. I don't even like why wouldn't you think I am one? Like I 100% am one, Bryce. I have no idea what you're talking about otherwise. No idea what on earth you could mean there. Hi everybody. Get to double tapping that screen over on TikTok if you guys are coming in and you haven't hit that follow button. I don't know what you're doing. The phone lines just opened up at Oxy, Montana. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Yeah, saw that coming. How about y'all get a new game? Like, why don't you do something to surprise me for once? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
40.
40. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I love Donald Trump.
You love Donald Trump. Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
I'm in the construction business. So Donald Trump, what's that?
I didn't say anything. What you probably have going on is you didn't turn down the stream, or the stream
No, I'm
didn't
off
end.
the screen, hon.
No, well, if you're hearing another question that I didn't ask, then you still have something going on in the background.
Oh, I'm sorry. That might have been some feedback on my end. Well, yeah, I'm in the construction business. I own my own construction company, and I have a hard time losing out jobs to illegals, and Donald Trump's kicking them out of this country, and I love it. Work's never been better.
Can you show a correlation causation that immigrants being within the United States of America directly negatively impacts the construction job market? And not just your anecdotal stories. I would like actual, I don't know, evidence or something of that.
Well, actual evidence is the crew that was taking my jobs.
No, that's anecdotal.
Was it legal?
It's not
They're no
provable.
longer here
I don't know
anymore.
if you do you know what the word anecdotal means?
Listen, I don't
Do you know
need
what
your
the
riddles.
word
Speaking to me in
it's not
riddles. Answer my question. The
it's a
crew
riddle.
that was taking my job
Anecdotal
that was illegal
is a riddle
is
now.
gone. How doesn't that help
I just
my situation
sorry,
as an American?
the word anecdotal is now a riddle.
Lady, you're a fucking nut.
Okay.
Yeah, you are. Go tranny lives. Tranny lives matter. You're fucking nuts. I know. We're laughing at you
Hey,
right now.
I don't know if you realize
Donald
this,
Trump is
but
God,
I
baby.
just want to let you know that between the two brain cells that are sitting right, oh, you already left. Okay. Like, y'all think you're so original with that. Ooh, you're a nut. Ooh. Ooh, let me get my wifey in the background to hate on other women, because that's what men should encourage women to do, is hate on each other. That makes sense. Ooh. I just want to remind everybody, but that anecdotal is now a riddle. Yeah, it probably was. Yeah, he did. He thought he did something. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes,
Awesome. How old are you?
31.
31. Can you get closer to your phone?
Can you hear me now?
That's a little better.
Hold on.
Okay.
Is this better?
Much better. Awesome.
Sorry about that.
No worries. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
No.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you. You have a good rest of your Thursday. Let me try to read this in my best impersonation here, with that the ending insinuates here. Caller met his wife at the family reunion. Damn, I do that too well. Get me out of the South. That's funny. Yuck. Thank you for the 2, Betty. I appreciate that. Anyway. Oh, goodness. Okay. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 38.
38. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I support Donald Trump.
Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Well, definitely is, everything got to do with America domestic policy. I think it's the right path, at least. And when it got to do with foreign, I've never seen anything like it. Nothing was like that ever done. Seems like it's working. So I support it.
Oh, okay. Are you able to be specific? Because
Let's say,
everything is very vague.
all right, yeah, specific. Let's say the Abraham Accords, right? That started.
I'm sorry. Were those signed in the last 9 months?
Literally just today, Kazakhstan joined. 2 days
Oh,
to the
okay.
Abraham
So
Accords.
we just added a signatory onto the Abraham Accords, which was signed within his first term. So you're just piggybacking something off of his first term instead of actually going off of anything that he's done in his current term. That was their choice to sign onto it, if that is so true. Considering I don't have a news alert about that, I'm half tempted to not believe you.
Well, don't run into conclusion because it's true.
Don't run into conclusions because you know it's true. Yeah.
No, I mean you can Google it right now. You can make fun of it, but it's true. What not to like about that? What not to like to be about being respected out there in the world?
We're not
what
respected
not like,
out there in the world.
We're
not respected
like,
in the world.
I tell you what, they scared from
Oh,
Trump.
isn't this funny? Ha 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 ha. It just says they might. They didn't sign on to it. Congratulations.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Congratulations. So you lied? Thank you. Can you not lie to me?
Kazakhstan is joining the Abraham Accord. I don't know why
They
you're
did not.
making like.
Everything just says
29
minutes ago.
Oh, we're
29 minutes ago. 29 minutes ago.
Don't overly
don't over you? Don't over you what? That's a weird way to phrase a statement. So 29 minutes ago, we have this from the New York Times, Al Jazeera, Axios, Jerusalem Post, Times of Israel, AP News, CNN, Fox News. They all just say Kazakhstan may join the Abraham Accords. So I'm just being clear that you're just lying to me. That makes sense.
No problem.
That makes sense. No, it's okay. You can just lie. It's fine if you just lie.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It must feel really good
Are
to
you
just
done?
keep lying. Yeah.
Do you want me to give you some more foreign
Some more
policy that I like,
lies?
or
Yeah. You're lying? Sure.
you're not that young to behave in such a low IQ manner? That feels low
Oh,
IQ.
now we're going after ad hominems because you can't accept the fact that you, sir, lied.
Even if you think that I lied, why do you think that
You
I
literally
care?
did. You said that they signed it. They just have indicated that they might. Do you know what the difference
Lady,
is between signing and saying we might sign? That's the difference between having a meal in front of you and saying that someone might cook you dinner or give you a free meal. That's the difference. They might do it. That doesn't guarantee that it will in fact happen. Unless the meal is directly in front of you, given to you by somebody for free, it doesn't guarantee that someone's actually giving you a free meal. I
Okay.
hope that
Well,
makes more sense. So you're still incapable of giving me anything that he's actually done in his current term that's actually assisting anything? Got it.
How many Christians are being...
Dude, stop lying to me. Oh, gosh, y'all are just ridiculous with your lies. How about the Trump administration telling airports to start canceling flights? Happy holidays! Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Lou.
That's right, Graceful. He has concepts of signing it. That's a good one. Hi, how old are you?
I am 19.
19. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I still am.
Yeah, what year did you graduate high school?
Actually, this year, 2025.
Gotcha. Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support? Also, what grade did you skip? Did you get held back in?
Well, I mean, first off, I guess I'll start off with answering the question. He has done everything he said would. He deported the illegals, and he's lowered the gas prices over here in the Midwest. It's like $2.90.
The gas prices. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and also, why are you so disrespectful? You emotionally stunted at the age 12. You always cut people off. You always have to put people down.
No, sir. It's just you right now.
You're literally
sorry, it sounds like you're talking like this, like you're plugging your nose to disguise how you sound with your voice to sound a little bit more older. And so I'm so sorry that I don't think that you're actually 19 years old and you sound like a 12-year-old. I think you gave it away by choosing that age. Also, TikTok, guys, I just want to be clear, TikTok. I set a very low expectation, and I do say low expectation. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
34.
34. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
To be honest with you, he really hasn't done much. I just like him better than the other person.
There is no other person.
I'm saying the other person he was running against.
No, no, I'm sorry. I asked you if you still support him.
Yes,
And
there's nobody else to support.
yeah, see, I guess that would have made a difference if you had actually used present tense or like past tense instead of present tense, but you use present tense. I like him more than the other person. There's literally no other person. But I'm glad you hung up. I forgot about this one. Thank you, Mania, for the 2. Deformed hairline. Okay. Whatever you got to cope with. That sounds like projection. Thank you for the 10. Thank you for the jewels. Liabetic, stage 4 liabetic forgot to take his insulin. Thank you, Blacktivist. I appreciate you. Ivan, correct. He hasn't lowered gas prices. They are higher in a lot of different places, so that's always funny. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes,
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 40 years old.
40. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Well, he has fought the immigration that he said he would do and made sure that he got as many illegals as he can to go back to the original place that they're from. And then on top of that, he's trying to create peace in the Middle East, which he signed that peace treaty with Hamas and Israel, on top of the fact that trying like hell to negotiate a peace treaty between Ukraine and Russia. He's doing everything he can to save all the innocent lives he can without there being any more fighting or bombing. And he obliterated Iran's nuclear program, which is good that they no longer have access to.
Is that why they're
He's
rebuilding
working.
their sites right now?
Well, that's fine. They can rebuild it, but
Yeah,
it's
is that
still
why
good
we
that he
also
did what
saw
he did.
them like carting out equipment the day before the B-2 bombers got there?
We did what?
Is that why we have satellite images of them emptying out the facility the day before the B-2 bombers got there?
Well, I have no information on that, so
Yeah,
I
you really
can't.
got to do research.
So here's what I can say. So I do want to make a comment. Okay, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman.
Okay,
I've watched your channel. No, hold on a second, please.
I just
When
said
you
one
talk,
word.
okay, that's fine. But I have been watching your channel, and I appreciate the fact that you're a neutral individual that does not like either
Who's
side, and you're
expecting the
trying to
tone police to
find
come out?
what's best for Americans and our country. However, your approach as far as putting people down, interrupting them, belittling them, condescending them, isn't necessarily the nicest way to handle dialogue in order to get to the bottom of people's beliefs. Like, I'm the biggest anti-Trump guy you'll ever meet before 2016. I hated him, and I had good reasons to not like him. And then I did a ton of research because it was either him or Hillary. And based on my research and everything I dug, I fell in love with the guy. And then I appreciated what he did in 2016. He did a lot more for us in 4 years than a ton of other presidents. And
So I'm gonna help you
can
out
look
with
at,
something real quick. And
please
I don't,
do.
if you watch my stream, you should understand this. It's called matching energy. The majority of time, the guests that I get sassy with are the ones that speak over me when I'm answering their question, or when I am making a statement, they continue to try to, an attempt to interrupt me. They come in hot and heavy, right? Or they end up getting sassy when I've just said a few words. If you can't understand the difference between matching energy and actually starting confrontations, then I don't know how to assist you with that. But that's actually what it is. And if you want to tone police somebody, I mean, this is not the place. So,
Well, no, I actually can respect that.
yeah.
I still would disagree with tone energy. I feel like that it's always better to take the higher ground at all times. but
No,
I
it's
I
not. If
actually
that was the
respect.
case, you would have never voted for Donald Trump, the person who literally thinks that Michelle Obama's speech used to be, they go low, you go higher. Donald Trump has flipped that and said, they go low, we go even lower. Like, he's literally made himself to be the president of petty. And he's made that very clear. So it's very interesting that you would say that to me, put yourself up higher than them, but you voted for petty. 3
Well,
times,
so
admittedly, that you just said.
yeah, no, you're right. And I actually,
Yeah.
like I said, I respected your energy matching, and I actually can appreciate that. And I wasn't advising you to go higher. I was just letting you know how I feel, that I don't care to match energy. I care to always take the higher ground. As far as Trump goes, you're absolutely right. His rhetoric isn't the best at times. I could appreciate and respect people's opinions on that. I like it because I love his honesty. I love how he straight out just goes, he tells you how he feels. You never have to worry about how Trump feels because he'll tell you. So
Mhm.
I appreciate that out of him, but I can see how his rhetoric causes conflict. But he's done a lot more than people tend to give him credit for. Like, NATO's a joke. And on top of that, I get you're asking for these 4 years, but his first 4 years, or not 4 years, excuse me, since he just got elected, but his first 4 years, I'll never forget, one of our enemies took out one of our expensive drones, and we had pilots in the sky to bomb the hell out of them to retaliate. And Trump straight up said, well, hold on a minute. How many casualties will there be? They said about 150. He said, call it off. I'll just tariff them. So instead of going bomb, blowing people up, he hits them where it hurts even more without affecting, killing innocent lives by tariffing them. And that is a great strategy to also help out our economy. Before you say there's some negative impacts, which I would agree, I sell nails for a living. I have a construction supply store. And the tariffs have made it very fun dealing with buying nails overseas. So I see the negative impact as well. At the same time, though, I feel like it's better to attack people financially, our enemies, so then that way we also get out of debt and it's beneficial for us. So there's a lot of good that he's done. Is he perfect? Hell no. Is he the best candidate we had? Without a doubt. So I stand by the guy, and I appreciate you not interrupting me.
Yeah, sure. So I'll be very clear. I don't really care about what people think he did correct in his first term, because he's escalated all of his rhetoric, all of his activities within the current term. And even when he promised to do deportations on the biggest scale that anyone has ever seen, he failed to meet that quota, right, in his first term. Like, he absolutely failed. He didn't surpass Obama's like he kept purporting that he was going to do. He didn't even come close. And then everyone complains that Biden didn't like deport anybody. Yet he deported more than Trump, oddly. And
Biden?
now, yes, sir, if you look at the numbers, Biden deported more than Donald Trump's first term. Yeah, good job. That's all on CBP, DHS, and IC.gov. Direct government primary sources. You can look it up and do the compare and contrast. All right. And it's very easy to do. And even now, Donald Trump wants to pad his current deportation numbers by people that they claim has left the country, but we have no evidence and no way to actually track the people on publicly available data on these individuals self-deporting, because they're not releasing anything. They're just claiming it.
So then how do you you have some interesting information there. I do find it also interesting that, and I don't have the sources to back this up, but the open border that Biden allowed record people coming in.
Yeah, how many?
millions. I don't have the exact numbers.
How many?
You sound like I'm willing to hear what you have to say about it
I mean,
because I don't
Donald
have
Trump
the source in front of me.
says Donald Trump has started off saying 10 million, then he said 15 million, then he said 20 million. He's bumped it up to 25, and he's gone as high as 35 million illegals have come in under Biden. So which one are we supposed to believe that Donald Trump is told?
Well, I don't care which one Donald Trump tells. I care about what the actual facts are. So which one? What are the facts? How many did he allow come in? I mean, is there even a way to even know exactly how many?
How are you utilizing the word allow?
How am I utilizing the word allow? Well,
Yeah.
for an example, Trump has set up policies in place to make it where it's impossible for illegals to come over. So if you have weak policies
What makes somebody an illegal immigrant?
What makes somebody an illegal immigrant? Anyone who comes over without going through the proper process.
Oh, okay. And how can we track any crossings on a direct government website that's not a news release or a press release? So that would be dhs.gov, ice.gov, or cbp.gov.
Actually, that's a very, very valid point. I don't think there's any way to know the exact numbers of any of it by
Correct.
anybody.
Because if they are illegal immigrants, that means that they were not encountered, they were not stopped by CBP, Border Patrol, National Guard, or anyone else that was at the southern border. They are unknowns, right? Like there's zero way to track them. Okay?
That's a good point. That's
Yeah.
a damn good point.
Exactly. So, with that being the case, the illegals that entered in through non-ports of entry, they weren't allowed in, sir. That's quite literally impossible to be allowed in. If you actually looked at the DHS definition of encounter, it means people that were inadmissible and then were also rejected. So even though we saw 8.4 million encounters under Joe Biden's 4 terms, which really just goes from October of 2020 through October 1st of 2020 through September 30th of 2024, because we do fiscal years and it's a little bit weird. And thank you so much for sending out a gifted membership. And so when we look at it that way, that's 8.4 million encounters. And that means that all of those, based off of DHS's definition on their glossary, they were not allowed into the country.
Some really good points.
Mm-hmm. At most, the estimate that we have for illegal immigrants that came into this country, and this is about the average number because different places are going to say different things, and no one has it on a direct government website. These are just going to be like research centers like Pew, ACLU, and other places like that. Is the average number that we're going to put them all together is going to be about 1.6 million came in under Biden, and that's just an average of an estimate, highest being 2.6.
How many have you found out that came in through Trump in his first term?
Oh, plenty, sir, came in under Trump's term, but it's not like they really know exactly when people came in unless they tell them. It's just an assumption.
And please take that as a respectful question. I'm just curious because honestly, you've pointed out some extremely incredible valid points. And if I also may add, I could appreciate and recognize your gift and appreciate this conversation that much more. I wish that there was a way you could find how to have some kind of dialogue to bring people together because you have a wealth of knowledge. There's no doubt about it. You're definitely informed, even though people may still disagree with your viewpoints. You're really smart. I mean, you asked me how old I am, and now I'm curious to know how old are you?
I'm actually 34.
Wow, I'm impressed. I'm extremely impressed, and I think it's awesome that there's fighters out there like you that have a wealth full of knowledge. So you brought up some valid points that got my wheels turning, especially the facts about the actual people coming over the border. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I can't stand the deep state, and I can't stand politics. I never really cared about politics until Trump ran, and I do appreciate a lot of the things that he's done. But there are some definitely miscued numbers. There's no doubt about it. I never once thought, for crying out loud, there's no way to really prove how many people cross the border.
Yeah, there's really not, because the whole purpose of them being like having come in through non-ports of entry and never being encountered, and that's what actually makes them illegal, means that they're not trackable. Now, they do keep a form of gotaways where they make a rough estimation if they see footprints in the ground, but then it's just an estimation because unfortunately people are not dumb, right? And even people from other countries watch movies and they can see, like, you can just step in other people's footprints, or you can't tell if it is when somebody's like being carried like on someone's backs to avoid them being making other footprints. Like, there are so many ways to avoid being counted as a gotaway that it's kind of ridiculous. So like,
That I appreciate that viewpoint. Like, seriously, like, I'm not even trying to blow smoke. Like, I never once thought, like, there's really, it could be more, it could be less. We really have no way of tracking it. And frankly, it is what it is. I do personally believe we should close our borders. I feel like, I use this analogy all the time that, like, I would ask you the same question that I ask everybody, right? So I don't know if you live in an apartment or a house, but let's just go with a house, okay? Do you leave your front door wide open for any of your neighbors to come and go as they please? Like, imagine you're cooking, or watching a TV show, and all of a sudden a random dude walks in, and you're like, hey, who are you? Oh, I'm Mike, a few doors down. I need to use your bathroom. And you just let them do it? Or do you shut the door, lock it, let them knock, and then you get to decide and invite who comes in and goes?
yeah, so that's actually a logical fallacy, and here's why. Is my door 1,943 miles long?
No, it's not a logical fallacy
It
because
is. It's because it's impossible to close up 1,943 miles of southern border. And even more, the northern borders, I think it's about 3,000 or more miles. I can't remember exactly that one. So that's why it's illogical, because a lot of that land that goes over the at the southern border is also privately owned land. Meaning that we can't just shore up or lock those parts down if somebody chooses to leave their private land without a fence over it, right? That's why it's it's not logically sound. It's a bad analogy. And it's not the
well,
same at all, because even then, if you look at that, a breaking and entering, as far as it goes to offense codes, is a greater charge than what it would be to crossing the border through a non-port of entry and being caught, right? Because that's 8 U.S. Code 1325, where the majority of them don't serve any jail time, even though that is an option, but the majority of them never do. And it's just a civil offense, and even then, they're not even required to be deported if they are charged and convicted of 8 U.S. Code 1325, which the majority of them are never even convicted with that law. And that's just a Class C misdemeanor. The greatest equivalency that you can have to crossing the border through a non-port of entry and therefore being undocumented is going to be jaywalking, sir.
well, so as much, again, you bring up extremely valid points. I will never argue that. I will stand by it's not an illogical concept, because the whole point is inviting people come in the right, proper way, rather than them just walking in as they please. So whether or not it's the same size has nothing to do with it. It's the ideology of, hey, can you just walk in and come in, or should you go through the proper channels and do it the right way? And I feel like they should enforce it a lot better. I think they should make it extremely impossible for felons and criminals and weirdos to come over the border, and make it really easy for the good people. And I do feel like the border is out of control, and it does need to be corrected. It's kind of interesting because people crack down on, like even Trump's border policies, even though all the Democrats said similar things about reinforcing the border, putting up fences, putting up barbed wire. They've all said it. I've heard them all say it, Clinton, Obama, everyone. But at the end of the day, we have the less strictest border policy than anyone in the world. I'll never forget, I talked to a Muslim couple who got married, who were visiting America, and they wanted to go to Saudi Arabia just for a honeymoon. And Saudi Arabia would not allow them to come in whatsoever, period, end of story.
That is
So in
also
other
just
countries,
inherently untrue, sir. Are you not aware that, like, you can just drive through most European countries? You can stop, do anything, like, without being investigated when you're, like, driving
I,
through. Like, that's definitely not how that works. And even if you look at the, I think it's the Nordic countries all have an agreement that if you're a citizen, you can travel at will. You won't even get stopped. Like, none of that is true.
I'm just repeating what somebody told me. So I'm not
Yeah,
saying
you
I
shouldn't.
researched this.
Yeah, like
Okay.
that's not how it works. Like you like that's how do you think people are able to backpack through Europe that aren't even citizens of there and might not even have a passport? People do it
I
all the time.
I haven't heard too many people, but if you say so, then I could take your word for it. So, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm
And I,
just telling you what somebody told me. That's it. That actually experienced it. They were not allowed to go. So
into
whatever the
one
reason was,
specific
they
country.
weren't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I'm sure that they experience that. I don't know all of the different countries' laws, but the point is like the Europe has been very well known to just have backpackers go across countries, like literally go across countries. It can take someone in the time that it would take someone to drive from, I don't know, Pennsylvania to Florida, for example, which can be like a 10 or 13-hour drive depending on where you're going or more. Depending on where you're going, like you could drive through 5 to 8 different countries in Europe because it's much smaller, right? Like they see and they you don't get stopped like that. Similar enough to our state lines that we have in the United States. Schengen area. Thank you, Peabody. Like it's just literally how it happens, and not saying that there are no checks whatsoever, but there's not that many comparatively. Again, that's why people are able to backpack cross country throughout Europe a lot of times, and also just drive straight through the countries on roads. It's a very like we don't have an open border policy. The United States has never had an open border policy. It's impossible for us to close the border again for the same reasons that I notated about with the length of the border and private ownership of the land. The other issue was also going to be Donald Trump with his current deportation policy is picking up people that came in the right way because he's picking up people on their way to their immigration court hearings or leaving their immigration court hearings where that their final decision may not have even been decided.
so is that Donald Trump himself or the ICE agents that he has out there doing what they're doing?
It's his policy with Tom Homan.
So, but I from what I understand business wise, Trump, okay, he appointed Tom Homan, but he doesn't know all that stuff that is going on the day to day. So I wouldn't say that it's Trump's fault per se that they're doing that, because I agree with you. If that is happening, that's wrong. If people came over here the right way and they're trying to do things right, they shouldn't be punished for it. So, but I would argue that, like, Trump appoints people, he doesn't know every specific little tiny detail going on. And I'm sure, I don't know, there could be consequences for what they're doing, or there may not be. I have no idea. But I did want to ask you a question because, like I said, you're very inquisitive, you're very analytical, and you know a lot about politics. What are your thoughts and views about all these buzz and rumors and anti-Israel stuff and Israel killed Charlie and all that fun stuff? What are your viewpoints on what is being said about all that?
Simple thing is I don't believe in conspiracy theories. Unless something's proven, it's a theory.
Respect.
Yeah, I don't buy that stuff. So That's
Do you
definitely
feel like
that's definitely an Owens thing, and I don't agree with her saying that stuff.
I think Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson went off the deep end, that's for sure.
Yeah, they all kind of
Um,
did. Not that's not even a lie. They all kind of did with that.
and trust me, you know, and I got to word this right, but I am MAGA for life, not necessarily Trump for life, but the idea of make America first. And I feel like a lot of the people who, that I looked up to just went back crud crazy. Like, it was shocker to me. Candace Owens heavily flew off the deep end, and Tucker, it's crazy. So that's interesting. Now, I heard this, and it could be a conspiracy, so I'd love to get your thoughts on this, and I'll pick your brain. What's this that I hear, and I forgot the Jews group. Now, mind you, I'm not anti-Semite. I'm pro-Jew, pro-Israel, so make that crystal clear. But I forgot the title of the Jews. It's a special group, but they are involved or own the deep state. Have you heard of any of that?
Are you talking about APAC?
No, APAC I've heard.
Then
It wasn't
no,
APAC.
I'm not sure what you could be referring to, and also just say Jewish people.
Okay, so I guess a group of Jewish people are involved in owning the deep state.
Okay.
There's that going around.
Also,
have you
real
heard any?
Quick, D-Rock wants to say that Saudi Arabia is in the Middle East, not Europe.
I didn't say Europe.
Yeah,
I never once said
I
Europe.
don't think you did either. I was just talking about Europe.
Yes, I was
But
just talking about
wanted to read
weird. All right, well, thank you, but please let him know that I definitely didn't say Europe. I was saying
I think he still
that
hears, so.
Okay, well, you're right, touche.
Good point.
So you don't have to say anything. But yeah, so what are your views on that?
I mean, I wouldn't know. Again, I'm just gonna say, like,
It could be a conspiracy.
yeah, if it's not something that's provable, I don't do conspiracy theories.
Well, I will say this. You changed my respect and my view on you based upon this conversation, and now I can further see why you said that the matching energies. I'm impressed. I appreciate. If you have any other questions, I love talking this stuff. I could keep going, but you're a phenomenal person. I think it's awesome what you're doing. I would say maybe try to be a little nicer sometimes. Like, I don't think, like, the last guy who came on that was 18, I don't think he lied, or one of the guys you accused of lying. There's a very well chance that people come in thinking they know stuff, and they're more ignorant to it than they like to understand or accept. And you have a wealth of knowledge, more knowledge than a lot of these individuals. So to get upset or frustrated saying that they're lying, I just think you're better than that. If you want to know it's a compliment.
When it comes to that caller, all the caller had to say was, I was wrong, or my mistake, or I didn't know, but instead he doubled down multiple times and was like, no, they signed it. No, they signed it. No, they signed it. And even Fox News says that they just have intentions to sign, or that they've indicated intentions to sign, but not that they actually signed. So.
Okay, touche. I didn't hear the whole thing, so I respect that.
No problem.
Dude, I'm sorry. Fox News, CNN, MSN, they're all crap.
And
So
I
anyone
agree.
who quotes Fox News, like, it's just so sad at the direction that our world is headed. Even though you and I still disagree on Trump, we need more people like you. I do like Benny Johnson. We need more honest and like Brandon Tatum, Stephen Gardner. There's some guys I listen to that are pretty. I think Benny Johnson does tend to go a little conspiracy, so there's times where I'm like, but there's some solid guys that are doing the research, including yourself, that we need more people like that to educate the masses than CNN and all them need to go. Like, that is a fact. They lie and miscue and change everything, and it is just so sad how misinformed the Americans are.
Yep, no, I agree. All right, well, I am gonna go ahead and move on and get through some of these chats that I've received, but I hope you have a good rest of your night.
Yeah, it was a pleasure meeting you. You're awesome. Keep it up.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
All right. Okay, let me read through some of these. I've missed a lot. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it's just really weird. Don't guys just don't tell a woman to be happy or smile more. It's very odd. Monica said, said Trump said in the 60 Minutes interview that ICE didn't go far enough. Legendary, so he hears things but doesn't watch the news, I guess. And you said that twice. I'm sorry I didn't read it earlier. Yeah, I barely know who these people are, if I'm being honest. Jason, thank you for the jewels. Honestly, he's a bold-faced liar and a petty bully. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to, like, and I'm not dunking on the last caller. He was very polite, but it's very much like, don't try to hold individuals to the same level that you don't hold the president to. Donald Trump is a petty Betty, and he admits to it. He's like, I can go lower. It's okay. You haven't met anybody that can go as low as I can. This guy is saying Trump has done more. He has ruined. Yeah, I agree, Clemente. I think that Donald Trump is actively ruining the country. Francesca says, hi, Ari. Glad to catch you live. Why do people in the U.S. vote for officials like they are playing Mary? I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good one. Corey, thank you for the jewels. John, thank you for the jewels. Thank you for the jewels again. Thank you, Francesca, for the 2 again. D-Rock, you sent that twice. I do appreciate the 2 both times, though. Eddie, I saw this. This is a very good point as well. Oh, no worries, Legendary. Okay. If Trump can't be blamed for ISIS day-to-day, then Biden can't be blamed for Hunter stuff in Ukraine. Hillary can't be blamed for how her staffers handled the servers. Also, neither can any employer in history be blamed for the actions of their employee, but that's not how it works for, well, not employer, but managers. But that's not how it works in the real world. Thank you, Pumbaa, for the $1.99. Pumbaa's always coming in here. Thanks, Pumbaa. I appreciate that, guys. If you are new over on TikTok or over on the purple app or over on the red one, TikTok and the purple one, hit that follow button up at the top. Red one, hit that subscribe button. You get a little pop-up over here or up here, depending on what stream you're in. That's like, this person subscribed. So be sure to hit those buttons. Also, why isn't it working? I'm not getting all the pop-ups like I normally do. I might have to fix that. Any suggestions for surviving the holidays with MAGA relatives? Normally I walk away as soon as politics is brought up. I would say don't engage personally. Or you just, if you want to get through the holidays without starting an argument, just nod and hold your tongue, unfortunately. Hold your tongue, unfortunately. I personally try to keep politics, like my parents know what I do. We don't talk shop. We don't talk politics, though. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, wait, is this live?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay, are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's the best.
Think he's the best. What has Donald Trump done in his 9 months of office that has earned your continued support?
Well, I think he's good because he's protecting our country from illegal aliens and transgenderism.
That's not an ism, sir, because it's not in the DSM-5, and it's not even going to be published within the DSM-6. And I don't talk to people that ignore the existence of actual human beings. So have a good one. You're not 27 either. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? You really had to work up the courage for that one, didn't you?
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Yeah. You should maybe just check your bigotry. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah.
Dude, don't call back. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Bruh, literally, I'm so damn confused.
You are? What about?
So literally, so like not even too long ago, you're like, oh my god, I support MAGA. Oh no, I don't support it no more. Oh, I support him again. Oh, I don't support him
I
anymore.
did? When did I do that?
Because using own-based tactics, literally going, oh my god, my nail is too long. Give me my nail back. Fuck you.
Dude, what? Are you talking about yesterday when I was asking the person like what gave you the idea that I don't support Trump, and the guy just literally couldn't give the blatant answer that we all know? It's on the fucking screen. Broski. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello. Okay, bye. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hey, yeah.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 33.
33. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
So I definitely agree with a lot of his platforms. I mean, obviously, like the hot button issue is going to be immigration. But yeah, I mean, as far as what he's done for me, I think that one of the big things that was beneficial for me was when they passed the big beautiful bill. I mean, I work a lot of overtime, so a lot of that money, not all of it, obviously, is coming back. But I mean, a good chunk. It's more than what I mean, I'll be getting back more than what I usually do because of how much I work. So I think that's something that's definitely beneficial directly to me. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
All
right. So no, I mean, I would definitely agree. Like, I'm going to be the first person that says this, and I've said this multiple times on plenty of lives, where I definitely agree that the tax deduction that is being granted when you are filing your taxes in 2026 for the year of 2025 of $12,500 on overtime pay is a good start. It does only have a 3-year period of implementation, so it's going to expire December 31st, 2028. I also agree about the no tax on tips also being a good thing because it's specifically for electronic tips. And let me be very clear, guys, I will not hide this fact at all in any way, shape, or form. Directly benefits me.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's up to $25,000 depending on income, household size, et cetera, household income, right? Yes. Thank you, Donald Trump, for the crumbs for 3 years.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, so I'm kind of fiscally conservative when it comes to that. I always thought that it was kind of weird that they're engaging in tax cuts with that bill. It's something that, I mean, I'm kind of lightly in disagreement with I mean, it's great that we're getting money back, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, Rand Paul, he's like a super staunch fiscal conservative.
Super soft.
And
the man votes against every single bill that even hints at increasing the national debt, and definitely voted against the one big beautiful bill. If anybody was serious about being, and I'm not saying you're not, right? Just in general, if anybody was serious about tackling the budget or putting in someone that's actually a fiscal conservative, they would tell Rand Paul to run for the presidency or write his name in all the states that recognize write-in votes, which, by the way, is only 9 in the entire country for those that don't know. But the point is, if people were true fiscal conservatives, they would be voting for Rand Paul for president, even if he doesn't want to do it. That dude is on something.
He's only ran once or twice. He's only ran once or twice, I think. One of his times he ran against Trump in his first term before he got elected. But I don't think he ran in the last 2. But yeah, and that's kind of a lot of people are giving him hell because he's voting no on the budget right now, and it's kind of perpetuating the shutdown. But if you understand where he kind of he always will. Every time his attitude is pretty much the government's always going to be spending too much money and it's never good enough. So
John Thune, the Senate Majority Leader, has voted against the continuing resolution HR 5371 5 times.
Yeah.
So none of the
and then
Republicans
he's been
in
absent
Congress,
a few times or something like that.
Yeah, none of the Republicans even in the Senate can agree on anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's definitely disunity within the Republican Party. That is definitely
Yeah, I think his most
Definitely
recent
a
no
fact.
vote was on the 11th vote, 11th or
Yeah.
10th or
Yep.
11th vote, John Thune, the Senate Majority Leader. So it's like they just
Yeah.
can't even agree with it as it stands already.
No.
And they've
And
already
that's something
oh,
that
go ahead.
that's something that, like, I think that a lot of Republicans, as far as the voter base goes, or conservatives or whatever, kind of are annoyed with is that the party itself seems rather disunified in its approach and its platform. And I can commend the DNC. While I disagree with many of their positions, they have been relatively consistent with voting with their party. They seem and that's something that's always been something that's interesting to me, is the Democrats definitely lockstep with each other, whereas the Republicans are constantly, there's a significant amount of infighting amongst the Republicans, which is,
Yeah, there is, and there always is
conservative
going
voters.
to be, and it doesn't help that Mike Johnson has kept the Republican House Representatives out of Congress since September 19th. They've barely worked any time, and since in the last 120 days, they've barely worked any time.
Oh, yeah.
Since we're talking about this and then kind of going into the government shutdown, how do you feel about Donald Trump directly defying two court orders ordering him to pay out the SNAP benefits?
So I think that dispersing those funds is kind of a half measure either way. I feel like
he did it in January of 2019.
Right, yeah. And I mean he can or cannot, I guess, do that. And it's like, have they appealed it, or did he just say no? Because was it actually a direct order from the judge? Because I'm hearing mixed opinions on that.
Absolutely a direct order from two judges.
Okay.
And in fact, the judge in Rhode Island required that the Trump administration file a brief acknowledging when they were going to pay it out exactly per the court order. And guess what? The Trump administration filed that brief on Monday, acknowledging that they would in fact disperse half of the amounts and have it dispersed to all of the states at close of business on Tuesday, this past Tuesday. So that was the 4th.
Yeah.
Right? And then on that Tuesday, that's when Donald Trump put out on his True Social saying, I'm not paying out these benefits. So him and his administration are going to be held directly in contempt of court for all of the individuals that signed on to the brief within the administration, acknowledging that they would in fact pay out that contingency funds from the USDA, which is why the judges have now turned around and said that they have directly defying a court order, which directly goes against Article 2, Article 3, and Article 6 of the United States Constitution and two prior SCOTUS rulings, saying that it doesn't matter what level of judge it is, he is required to follow the court orders.
And they haven't appealed it?
Not that we've seen.
Okay, because that seems like, I mean, if all of that is true, right, I feel like that would be kind of a blunder, because if they didn't want to do that, they should have appealed it, and then it would have gotten sent to a higher court. I'm wondering if they're.
I don't know if people realize this, but even while it's under appeal, you have to comply.
Right.
Which is why he's asked, why we have a shadow docket working, the unofficial docket of the Supreme Court of the United States, being like, yeah, we'll turn over this temporary injunction randomly.
Yeah. So, I mean, all of that notwithstanding, right? I don't really think that even if they release the funds, that it's gonna change anything. Oh, hang on, sorry, your audio is overlaying on my phone. I need to close the live stream there. So like, because from what I understand is that the monthly cost SNAP benefits versus the funds available, it wouldn't even have funded a month. And if they're only releasing half, then that's only going to give them about maybe a week and a half, maybe two. Because I could have swore it was like $8 billion a month for SNAP benefits, and the only available funds was like $5 billion.
It's like $5.6 billion.
Yeah.
And it's actually laid out in the order that if they don't have the money for that, like in the full contingency fund, then use the tariff money that Donald Trump continues to tout.
Yeah, I don't think that the court can dictate allocation of funds. through another means. I don't think that that's even in their purview. That doesn't sound like something that is in their power to turn around and order it.
And neither is it in the purview of the executive branch to randomly redistribute R&D money from the Pentagon in order to pay payroll taxes, because that's not how that works.
Right. Yeah, and I don't think so. Yeah, so I think that like the reallocation of funds through the Pentagon, I thought that was a bit strange. I feel like the shutdown, like I feel, and then yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. But equally, it doesn't make it was kind of weird to me that they sued the Trump administration for the release of those funds. Why didn't they sue the Department of Agriculture, which actually has control of those funds, to mandate that they release them themselves, because they're the ones that
Donald Trump is the one that's saying he wouldn't pay out SNAP benefits.
Okay, but he can say one thing, but is it really in his scope and in his power to actually stop it, right?
Yes,
that's one thing that I find is interesting is like if the court orders him to pay it, but it's not in his power to pay it, and he says no, is he really in contempt of court, or is it the failure of the court to sue the right party?
Oh no, it's still failure
You know what I
of him. He's the one that told his loyalists that was in charge of the USDA, who wanted to actually go ahead and pay out the money, to not do it. And then they just bent over and said, yes, I'll do it for
I
you.
don't think that it's going to accomplish anything. It's my understanding that this shutdown
Doesn't matter if you don't think it's
not
going to
gonna stop.
accomplish anything. That's still 42 million
But
American
long term,
citizens.
it's not going to do anything. We're going to be here. We're going to be right here with no SNAP benefits in like 2 weeks if they did release the funds. If they didn't, then the pressure is going to be there regardless. Because I mean, the whole way that this bill is allocating funds, these states that need these funds that the DNC is requiring, there's a lot of corruption involved in it, from what I understand. And that ultimately, if they don't get those funds, then it's going to cause bankruptcy in those states. They won't be able to balance their budget on their programs.
Only a certain number of states have even said that they would actually pay out any funding, and that's only 25 states. Only 2 of them are Republican ran.
No, I'm not talking about SNAP. I'm not talking about SNAP. I'm talking about the actual bill itself, the CR that they're trying to pass.
Yeah, the CR is only good through November 21st, 2025, which is why it's completely laughable that Mike Johnson won't call the Republicans back into the House at any point in time.
Well, they've tried to get it passed, like 14, 15, 16 times.
Yes, they've had 14 votes. They've had 14 votes. And if anybody, I'm not saying that the shutdown is a good thing, because I think that all federal employees that are still actively going to work deserve a paycheck. I don't know, maybe not pay any of the cabinet members or anyone in Congress while the government is shut down, and continue to pay all of the regular routine drone workers, you could call them, because I'm sorry.
I work for the government, so
yeah, exactly.
I work and I'm not a federal employee. I'm a contractor, or I work for a contractor. I can't disclose any information about where I work, obviously, operational security, things like that. But our money runs out at the end of this month. And then the people that are non-essential employees, they're going to be furloughed until this shutdown ends. And from what I understand, from what I've read about this shutdown and the way that they want to allocate certain funds, they're kind of at a stalemate here. So that's why I'm saying, I don't think that
there are ways around it. They just haven't done it because, again, it requires the House to be in session.
Yeah, and I don't think that the nuclear option is a good idea.
I'm not even talking about the nuclear option.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What do you mean?
Are you aware of how HR 1, aka the One Big Beautiful Bill, was able to pass without requiring a filibuster?
It was because it was done under the Appropriations Act.
Which is
right.
Which
it was done under appropriations, so you don't need 60 votes. You just need a 50
it's called
and a
budget.
It's
called budget reconciliation.
Reconciliation, right? Yeah.
And all they would have to do is simply rewrite the bill to be a budget reconciliation, and have the parliamentarian review it, and then they could pass it with a simple majority vote. But they're not doing that.
Then why aren't they?
Because again, there's no reason for the Senate to do that if Mike Johnson has made it very clear that he's not going to bring back anybody until they turn the lights back on. His literal words.
Right.
They have to turn the lights back on. I'm sorry. C-SPAN is still up and running. Congressional lights are back on. They've been on this whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I
didn't.
stand stupid quips.
I'm personally not as plugged into the news as I used to be because it made me very bitter. So, yeah, I used to spend, like, I used to make the joke, people watch sports, I watch the news. And, doesn't make you very fun at parties, but, I think that the shutdown is gonna pervade for quite some time, unfortunately, because it gets into rhetoric, like the idea that like the Democrats want so many hundreds of billions of dollars for the medical care, the fact that California, Illinois, and New York have been using that to fund health care for illegal immigrants through the emergency care system. I think that alone is going to create.
That's not how that works.
I don't. So
do you even know how much out of the entire Medicaid budget when it's reimbursed to the states, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because hospitals followed the rules of EMTALA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with EMTALA?
No.
Okay. So EMTALA is a Reagan policy that was enacted that said that all hospitals are required to treat somebody that comes into their emergency room, whether or not they have insurance, right? Because during that time, what they were seeing was private hospitals were carting off anybody that came to their emergency rooms to public hospitals and dropping them off at their doorsteps if they didn't have insurance or if they didn't have sufficient insurance to cover all of the procedures that were needed, because they knew public hospitals were going to get reimbursed all of that money, right? Or not all of it. They only get a certain percentage back. Okay. And so the bill was passed, and that's what covers people. Now, this is specific to emergency medical care, right? Which, again, all they're required to do ever in the emergency room or the emergency department is stabilization care, right?
Right.
And if somebody comes in complaining that they have a scratch that they think is infected, they're still going to be responsible for proving that they have insurance to get seen, because that's not actually an emergency.
It's not an emergency.
Correct. So even if we say that an illegal or undocumented immigrant goes into an emergency room, they're still going to be required to pay something if it's actually not emergent.
But if they can't be turned around and
no, they can be. If it's not an actual emergency, you can be denied health. You can be denied service.
Right.
And that's the problem that I don't understand why people are not like.
Yeah, I was kind of reluctant to bring up the point because the whole illegal immigration getting health care thing was not really. It's kind of like a gray area as far as my understanding. I've heard so many mixed reviews on whether it has merit or not. That's why I was kind of. You could probably tell I was kind of reluctant to bring it up. But the other, I understand like the whole, like the Democrats are claiming that like, 20 million people or 40 million people or however many million people are going to lose health care as a result of this. Their end of what they're trying to demand not, going through. But is it really that they're going to lose health care, or is it that their premiums are going to go up as a result of, a reduction in funding for the ACA?
Two parts. Yes, premiums are going to go up. People have already received their notices, and you can already see that reflected on the websites, right? So on the ACA websites or Obamacare websites, whatever. And people are going to lose access to their health insurance because of a lot of the provisions that were passed within HR 1. Specifically, the ones that are saying that only those who are medically frail, which is a definition that is to be determined by the head of the Department of HHS, right? Which we don't know what that definition is.
Yeah. Okay. So if they,
Now
but if
it's
they
now
fail
it's
to
one
define it, then does
individual
that
who
mean that they?
has
Oh,
no
sorry.
experience in being a doctor, has no idea what it takes, whose his only background is being an environmental services attorney,
Right.
gets to determine who qualifies as medically frail in order to still qualify for health insurance, not required
But do
to
you think that
meet
he is going to
a work
unilaterally define
requirement.
that, or is he going to lean on subject matter experts to
What
aid him in
subject
defining
matter
it? I'm pretty sure that's
experts?
going to be delegated.
He's cleared out the majority of the Department of Health and Human Services and the CDC. He's cleaned house. There are no real experts really left there, and people have left because of disagreements with him or him asking him. That's an entirely different conversation. I would hope that he actually
Yeah.
teamed up with experts. It's just highly unlikely considering everything that's been done. Yeah. Anyway, when it comes to this as well and having this work requirement, we can look at a state like Arkansas, where they also instituted, where this model was like pulled from, was a state like Arkansas where they tried to implement this work requirement for individuals that were receiving Medicaid. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what was happening, after that policy was implemented in 2012, going into 2013, what we saw, and this has been studied and this is published, is that 92% of the individuals who lost their health insurance were already meeting that work requirements. They just missed something on the paperwork. They missed putting a period, they misstated it, something very minor, and they lost their health insurance as a result. And they couldn't reapply for it because in their state it was a 6-month waiting period before you could reapply to receive Medicaid. So they missed the deadline, they lost their insurance, 92% of everybody that lost insurance. So when we're talking about the projection of the 10 to 17 million American citizens that are going to look at losing health insurance, this is the estimate by the CBO and the Center for Responsible Federal Budget. Both of those committees, when they've reviewed it, that's where they're pulling that data from what we saw in Arkansas, which was exactly what the One Big Beautiful Bill provisions were modeled after. And that's why they can have that estimate of how many people are going to lose access to their health insurance because of arbitrary deadlines and paperworking individuals to death. And they're just adding a lot of bureaucratic red tape. That's a great phrase, Arcus, so thank you for that. And that's what they're doing. They're adding a lot of bureaucratic red tape, which is just going to increase the cost of administration, which is what we saw the issue was when Georgia tried to implement this same policy too, is that they ended up spending more money on the administrative process than they did on the actual program itself.
Yeah.
And the majority of fraud that we find within Medicaid and SNAP, well, for Medicaid specifically, it's provider fraud. Like Rick Scott was found to have embezzled from the program. Isn't that fantastic? And somehow he's still a congressman.
That's not
what
good.
The fuck ever. Meh. Anyway, yeah, I got issues with that guy. But anyway, and when it comes to SNAP, it's the states that have either overspent on their administrative costs or they've sent out the wrong amount of money, usually in the negative, meaning they now owe individuals money because they didn't send it enough.
Yeah.
And so, but it's not actual individual frauding the system. Like when it comes to individual fraud within Medicaid, it's less than 3%.
Yeah, but it's not just so the term they use regards to that are fraud, waste, and abuse. It's not just fraud. I know that they hammer fraud a lot, but it's also wastefulness and abuse of the system. It's not so they everybody keeps saying, it's fraudulent spending. Sometimes it's not fraudulent spending. Sometimes it's misuse of funds, which is also concerning. What's that? All right. Sorry, someone at work.
You're fine, dude.
Listen, yeah, I'm working night shift.
Yeah, no, I can tell. It's cool. I just wanted to point that out. There are many reasons why we know that people are going to lose access to these vital programs that we have had instituted in our country for a while now. I'm not going to say like forever, obviously, because none of it's been forever. But
Right.
we know because this has been tried in smaller things, and we can
On
expand
smaller
upon
scales,
this.
it's
Yeah,
failed.
yeah.
So you have
smaller scales.
a micro example, and then they're trying to implement it on a macro level, and
Yep.
and ultimately it still hasn't remedied the difficulties that they face on a micro level, but they want to implement it large scale. Yeah, I don't think that will work. I can definitely say that. But
Yeah, and that's why
I think
that's why the
yeah, sorry.
the Democratic Party is fighting to repeal those sections of the One Big Beautiful Bill, which is why their continuing resolution that they've introduced is going to add more costs, but not by a lot compared to HR 5450 is the Democratic House continuing resolution. HR 5371 is the Republican continuing resolution. But that's why it costs just a little bit more money, is because they want to repeal that part within the One Big Beautiful Bill in order to make sure that people are still getting access to health care, because we have proof of this failing, like you said, on a micro scale, and now we're going to see proof of it failing on a macro scale. And the best part about it, when they implemented this in Arkansas, is they did not see a decrease in their unemployment percentage.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I feel like in some areas the people that are at the helm in the federal government right now, they're trying to reduce spending. I know that there's more money being spent as a result of that. I've seen the numbers, the projections. I've seen that this administration is projected to spend more money than the previous, and all of that. I think the old adage, you got to spend money to make money, kind of thing, it kind of rolls. And I mean, obviously they're not going to be making money, but it's like you're not gonna fix a broken building by not spending money fixing it. And my issue really with the spending, it's not so much like the nuance and the healthcare stuff. It's more like the obvious cherry picked things that they kind of came out with Doge, where they were like talking about how, well, there's this fund in Africa that's paying for, baking classes for people. Like, what was it? There was like a baking class for male prostitutes in an African country. Why are we even allocating funds for that kind of thing? Why do we even care? I think both sides kind of raised their eyebrows when they saw that some of these line items, some of them were based in platforms that one side or the other would agree with on a social issue. But at the end of the day, that money, and it's like we send like so many $1 billion to India, and the quality of India, I mean, I think what the estimate was is like the money we send to India is 9% of their GDP. And it's like, how many, I don't know. When it comes to the foreign aid thing, I'm really frustrated with, there's a lot of problems domestically that we need resolved, but we're sending billions and billions and billions of dollars. And I mean, the left can talk about Israel and the amount of money we send there. I don't necessarily agree with that either. The money we send to, and some of it's just frivolous. And people on the right are like, well, why don't you just tell me you're laundering money without telling me you're laundering money,
Yeah.
So, yeah, even the money that was sent to the Ukraine, it's like we sent so much money to Ukraine, and then we ask them for receipts, and they're like, oh, we don't know what happened to it.
That's not true. A lot of what you're saying has already been like debunked and disproven. And just for everyone else, just to prove what I'm talking about, I was wrong on the year, but this is recorded on the NIH, PubMed Central, and if you go down, this is the title: Consequences of Work Requirements in Arkansas, 2-year impacts on coverage, employment, and affordability of care. And this is where it goes down to talk about the number of people that lost the job, lost coverage while they were working. Again, I was just wrong on the year. I said 2012, but it was 2018. So if you guys are curious about finding that study, it's right there. Go read it yourself. But all right, man. yeah, a lot of what you're saying has been debunked. I'm not going to go through all of that with you right now because I would like to move on to another caller because we've been on the line for about 30 minutes. And I
Yeah.
do appreciate you, and I do hope you have a great rest of your night, dude.
Shoot, bye-bye.
All right, bye. I didn't mean to click that next button. Anyways, let me get through this. Eric said, may I send you money like a good loser? Thank you for the $2. I wouldn't call you a loser. I appreciate that. Thank you for the jewels. Legendary said, not to mention if the GOP cared, they could have the nuclear option. Yeah, for the CR. They could do it anytime. Jank said, America first. I didn't expect MAGA to fall fast. Thank you for the DKK. I can't remember which one that is. Sorry. Also, Real Patriot, thank you so much for sending out 5 gifted memberships. And Sarah Me, also thank you for sending out a gifted membership. There was one more who did. Who did I? Ivan, I'll thank you again. Guys, if you received a gifted membership from any of the 3 individuals that I just called out, be sure to tell them thank you in the chat. Huge, huge, huge W's. I am literally only paid by the kind donations of people that watch. And I do appreciate that so much. Anything that you guys are able to contribute. We also do have, nope, not that. So yeah, that's just how that goes. Also, TikTok, if you're new here, be sure to hit that follow button. Continue to double tap the screen, drive up the likes. Also, let's help clear out this live goal if we can. And we're going to go ahead and open these lines back up. And remember, guys, hit that follow button on TikTok, hit the follow button on the Twitchy side, and on the tubes, hit that subscribe button. It's free to do. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome.
Hello.
How old are you?
I am 52.
52. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. And what
With
has
an
Donald Trump...
explanation.
What has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
It was ICE that he not a lot of people talk about this. They talk about he's racist, he's trying to send people back home. The big border rush, the reason why they're securing the border was that the cartel was releasing deadly fentanyl, and they were releasing dosages that would kill
Thank you, Hunter.
80%. Wait, 1 second. It would kill 80% of the people.
First of all,
with
curb
using
your
only a
language.
quarter of the
Say
amount.
substance.
Yeah.
Don't say
Oh,
the
sorry.
substance's name. Okay, sorry, I'm on
Oh,
TikTok
really?
and
Sorry about
it's
that.
sensitive. It's a very sensitive
Okay.
child. So say the substance's name, and then when you're done,
Okay.
I'm going to need you to provide a primary source to prove your claim. But keep
Okay.
going.
Yes. It's been on the news a lot. You can check on the government sites, but this is exactly what happened. The cartel, in anger about what Trump was doing, released batches of a deadly drug that a quarter of the amount people would normally take, which would kill 80% of the people, regardless if they had tolerance. So it was a threat, and he actually did release it. So there was a mad scramble for them to get that off the street before it got processed through. It was ready to cross the border, but it didn't get sold out, dispatched all the way yet. So they retrieved, so far in about a month and a half, they retrieved enough of that deadly drug to kill 50 million Americans. Along with that, one more thing, he arrested 16,000 traffickers. That's what ICE was for. And the mad rush was because
I'm
the southern
sorry,
border had this
ICE is
deadly
now
drug.
responsible for arresting traffickers?
16,000 people, 16,000 arrests of traffickers, yes. That's 100% fact.
And this
You don't
is
think ICE
for
arrest traffickers?
No, not
What's that?
primarily. That would be the DEA or the FBI.
You know, during their seizures, where they're, these houses where they call them birthday parties and kids were there, they're saving kids.
Dude, I'm gonna need you to provide
yeah.
your sources already. I asked you that. Like, that was
Yeah.
my contingency. Provide your
No problem.
sources from a primary source.
Yes. A government website?
As long as it's not a media or press release.
No, well, there's press releases, but there's also Homeland Security. So the
Again, if
numbers
it's
are not
not a
budgeted at all.
media or a press release, because I don't know if you're aware of this, but
A
Christy
government.
Nome puts out press releases on DHS all the time, and they're constantly being debunked by primary websites. So
Yeah, this is a government website.
just because it's a government website does not make it correct. Again, I said as long as it's not a media or a press release. So where am I going?
Where? What do you mean by a government website is a press release?
That's not
They
what I
s- I-
said. That's not
go
what I
ahead.
said at all.
What is it you said? Sorry. As long as it's not a government website?
No, I said not everything on a government website, especially if it's a press release, is factual.
Okay. So if it was a Homeland Security site, official website of the United States government,
Yes, I am
and it was a
aware
press
of the
release, it
DHS.gov.
wasn't a
If
press
it's a
release.
press release, I'm not utilizing it because I don't know if you realize this, but if I was actually Christy Nome on DHS, I could say that I arrested 10 immigrants that all said that the sky is purple, and that's all that they could say, right? Like, but there's nothing that proves that 10 immigrants said that the sky was purple or that Christy Nome herself believed that the sky is purple. The
Okay.
press releases are there in
Mhm.
order to make them look good. It's their propaganda machine.
Oh yeah, I've seen on the news they'll have the sheriff saying I did this and that, but for as a statistic, right? So if Homeland Security has reported that cartel had released
Where am I
a
finding
deadly,
it on DHS.gov? What is the title?
okay, it's right here. It's called, okay, there's Operation Pacific Viper. Okay. One second here. We'll go to,
Oh, yay. It's a press release. Awesome. Exiting out of
Wait,
that
wait.
one. It literally
one second.
says home,
Mhm.
arrow, news, arrow, press releases. What I just said, I'm not utilizing because that is propaganda. And it even just gives quotes and there are no links. There are literally no links. Just says, it's literally quoting Christy Nome. Operation Pacific Viper has proven to be a crucial weapon in blah, 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 blah. U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Christy Nome said. That's literally what it's doing. It's just quoting her.
So who does report on the arrests?
God fucking damn.
That would count.
Are you good?
Where would we get that information?
Maybe actual arrest reports. The DEA.
Which would be,
Because it's literally. What does DEA stand for?
Department of, one second.
It's not a department.
Good
You're
question.
already wrong.
Good question.
You're-
sorry. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
you're already wrong.
I'm trying to look up the thing at the same time as I'm talking to you.
Drug
Sorry.
Enforcement Administration or Agency.
Yes,
sorry.
you're right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Drug Enforcement Agency. It's literally the DEA's job to arrest people that are in the country trafficking substances.
Okay.
Okay.
No, so you're saying that ICE is not making arrests with people?
It's not even ICE. I love how you're still wrong.
Who is it?
Oh, let's see. Because, see, this is part of their job. And I can tell you didn't even read your own press release.
Yes, I did. The ICE reported
It's not
ICE
ICE.
took credit.
It's not ICE. Oh, yeah. ICE takes credit for Coast Guard now? That makes fucking sense.
No, not for the Coast Guard.
It's literally the
ICE is
Coast Guard. It literally is
ICE?
the Coast Guard. I'll even read you this title, okay? And you know what? Actually, just for
That's one
giggles, we're
example.
gonna go ahead and put it
Yeah.
up here. No,
Let's do
no, it's literally says that it's the U.S. Coast Guard's operation.
Yeah.
It literally says it.
Yes, it does.
U.S. He didn't even read the title. That's the funny part.
What are you
Someone said
talking
that you
about?
read the title only, and it's like you didn't even read the title. Like you are so far wrong.
You're
You
talking
didn't
about the
even
title that
read the
doesn't count?
title.
You
You didn't even read the title. U.S.
you
Coast
said give you
Guard's
an example.
Operation. Yeah, you
Yes.
don't. Yes, and you've proven that you know Jack Diddley
Wait, hold on a second.
squat
Hold on a second.
balls. No, I'm good. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why are people so dumb? Thank you. I looked the right way that time. God damn. Thank you, Feisty, for the 10. Brown eggs are whole wheat. I don't get the joke. I've heard that a few times. I just don't get it. I haven't looked it up yet. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Okay, bye. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Date of birth, go.
What?
Took too long. You don't sound 18, caller. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Oh, this is funny. Mr. and Mrs. Bibbs. So I love this one, actually. Which one of you cheated? For one, that you have to have a shared account. For two, the Coast Guard answers to DHS, not ICE. I hope that helps. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Hello,
How old
how
are
are you?
you?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 18.
18. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
No, ma'am. I would like to say something though. I was supportive of Trump last year. However, with the things he's been doing recently, I do not approve of. Something else as well is I appreciate how respectful you are. I have found that people fail to realize that both political sides are in the wrong, and not a lot of people are aware of this, but a few years ago there was a woman who ran for president who's actually for the people, and she did not have, I don't believe she had a political campaign. Her name is Jo Jorgensen.
Jorgensen has ran
but
multiple times.
yes, I said I wasn't sure if she had a campaign as in advertising the way Trump or Biden had. But I think we need new people in office as well as government.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't disagree with you. We need new parties, but I hope you have a good night. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Hi, how old are you? Oh, my bad. Yeah, the DOD. Sorry, guys, the DOD. I said DHS. That's funny. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome.
How are you
How
guys
old are
tonight,
you?
man? I'm here.
Hi, how old are you?
I am 39.
39. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, at the moment, yes, ma'am, I sure am.
Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
The 9 months of this office, well, probably would have to go back to this time around, probably be the Genius Bill that he passed back in July, or the Genius Act that's supposed to go help strengthen the U.S. dollar. But as of right now, it hasn't. But let's say 2-3 years from now, maybe it could. We'll just have to wait and see. It's going to be a waiting game on that bill.
Okay. Don't care about
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So
Sorry,
you
people that
said,
are Bitcoin individuals are dumb, or at least, sorry, not dumb. They're boring to me.
yeah, I know. You just you say, ask me why I'm still supporting Trump.
Okay.
I
Well, if
gave
it's
you,
all you got
yeah.
is Bitcoin, I'm gonna move on, or stable coin, or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna move on.
No. In that bill, it's also supposed to help strengthen the U.S. dollar. You're a TikTok streamer, right?
I do all of the things.
So let's say 3 years from now, that bill helped strengthen the U.S. dollar. Do you think that might help you?
Do what? I don't even care. There's no guarantee what.
Well, let's pivot here then. In 2018,
I'm good.
Trump passed.
Like, I don't give a shit. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you
Awesome.
today?
I'm well. I hope you are. How old are you?
I am 36 years old.
36. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months of office that has earned your continued support?
Okay, he has made my family and a few other rappers that I know rich beyond their label deals and other things like that. So that's very amazing that he's putting money back in Americans' hands.
Okay, so if
Outside of
I put
Bitcoin.
this in here, okay, so I'm going to type this in here. Trump has helped make rappers a bunch of money. I can't believe I'm even putting that in my search bar right now.
Right. AKA Waka Flocka, Young Squiddy the Snowman, and Nathan Drake.
Uh-huh.
Not to be confused with that other guy from Toronto. Hello? Are you still there?
So what? And he's also made Macklemore a bunch of money because Macklemore produced a fucking big ass hit back in February, which basically just called everything that happened. And Waka Flocka is just like, I just learned of him like, I don't know, a week ago. He's not important. I don't
Waka
even
Flocka's
know
not
any of the
important.
other people that you said. That's how unimportant they are. Like,
Oh, wow.
that's how much they haven't made money. It ain't reaching
Waka
me.
Flocka? Yes, because Waka Flocka is one of the most cultural, for the community anyway, relevant person as big as like
I
want to
just
say
would
his
I
name is
still would like to
Pharrell.
see the correlation causation. And
All right,
yeah,
the
they're not
correlation
considered that way
causation.
to the rap industry, bro.
All right, so to the larger scale, to the whole thing is, once you make a couple people, right?
What was the other
outside of
names
that,
again? Oh, I'm sorry. What were the other names again? I'm just curious.
don't
Hold
worry
on one
about it. Don't
second.
worry about it. I
No, no,
have
no, 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 no,
other
no, no, no,
talking
no, no,
points.
no, 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 no,
I have
no,
other talking points.
no. I want to worry about it. What are the other names? So we got Waka Flocka. I want to write this down because I want to ask somebody that might know more than me. So Waka Flocka. What are the other names? No, your claim was rappers. Go. You can go back to the names that you already went through. I'm literally writing these down. What were the other people that you named? Okay. Got it. You're not helping. Cool beans. You won't give them to me again. Hell, he's made fucking Sky Daddy a shit ton of fucking money on all of these apps. Just saying, she got a whole ass record label. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
I am 31.
31. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Sure, I would say the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and Social Security, I would say is
Social
pretty
Security is still getting
beneficial.
taxed. They don't even have a tax deduction.
No tax on Social Security is included in the One Big
It's
Beautiful
not.
Bill.
It is not. What page is it on? Also, do you even know what the
I
bill
don't.
number is?
I do not, but I don't think that you need to know a bill number to understand the impact that the subjects in the bill have on, you know, the paychecks that we as citizens are receiving.
Still waiting to find where it is where there is no tax on Social Security in the One Big Beautiful Bill.
Okay, well, I could look it up as well if you'd like.
Yeah, no, I didn't even look that up. I was replying to somebody, so I just do.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that you.
No, I
I thought
know
you
I've,
said that you
like,
just were
sorry,
still
dude. I
waiting.
would like for you to point out to me what page it's on. Because it's not
Okay,
in it.
let
And
me
do you
find it
even
for you.
know, like, I'm just curious. Let's even just test your knowledge on Social Security. What is the amount of money that you have to make on Social Security before it's taxed?
You know, I'm really not sure, but once again,
Did
I
you
think
even
that
know
you're
that was a thing?
changing. Yeah, I mean, I understand that there's a certain threshold, but once again, I think that you're changing subjects
No, I
to
was
now,
asking
instead
to
of talking
test
about
your...
accomplishments of an administration, you're
Dude,
trying to change the
I'm not.
subject
If you actually
to,
would
you
just let
know,
me talk.
quizzing on
Oh,
Social
I'm not.
Security. I mean, I could ask you all kinds of
Dude. Okay, I'm
questions
gonna help
about
you
the
out with
government or
something.
what
I'm
have
gonna
you
help
that
you out with
you wouldn't
something,
know.
just to make it
Sure.
very, very, very clear for you on something. Okay.
Okay.
I asked you a question that was to test your knowledge about Social Security, because there are a lot of people that don't realize that the majority of Social Security recipients don't even have taxes that come out of those. The amount of money that they receive. You have to make over $34,000 in a year in order for any of it to even be taxed at any point. That includes for Social Security and Social Security disability. I have already said it multiple times in multiple lives that I have already told people, right, that I agree that the concept of what was integrated on no tax on tips and no tax on overtime, which is, by the way, just really poor ass fucking phrasing, because overtime is still actively coming, like taxes on overtime is still actively coming out of people's paychecks. What it is it's just a tax deduction at the end of the year. It expires because, right, like it's only good for 3 years. Only good for 3 years, so it has an expiration date. It's a great fucking start, regardless of the other issues that I have with it, right? Like, that's my whole thing, okay? Is that it's a great start. Fantastic fucking start. Great start. But it doesn't do enough. Also, it's limited, it has a cap. And again, it's only good for 3 years. Great start though. So I don't gear into those ones because I can already agree, and I've already said it on this specific live, that I'm good with those two things. So now I'm asking you, and I'm drilling into the Social Security thing, because what page is it on?
Yeah, once again, I don't have it in front of me. So I don't think that you necessarily need to know what page a certain, you know, rule or you know, subject matter is on in order to understand the overall concept. And totally, I appreciate the information and you providing that. Okay, it's only taxes after $32,000. I mean, I would say that probably a majority of $34,000. I would say, you know, that most people probably are ending up paying those taxes then. Because I would say, you know, yes, we certainly have
They don't pay
a
taxes.
pretty
It's
big
taken out
percentage of
before they
people
even
living.
receive it.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Said they don't technically pay those taxes. It's taken out before they even receive it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still taxed. You receive the money just like you receive a paycheck. Your taxes, if you're a W-2
I'm
employee,
aware.
are taken
I'm
out
aware of
prior
how
to
that
you
works.
receiving the money. Yeah, exactly. So shall we continue?
Give me the page number. You said you were going to find it while you were crying.
I'm not crying. And see, this is the problem, like you're trying to have a debate with people and go
I'm
back
not
and
debating.
forth, and
Tell
instead
me
of
where
just
it says debate anywhere
okay,
on my
so
platform.
instead of
Tell me where it
okay,
says
got it.
debate
So
anywhere on my platform.
instead of having conversations with people, would you agree that this is more a conversation then versus a
It's
debate, or what would you
commentary.
define it as?
I literally have
Okay,
it as
so instead of
commentary.
having got it. So instead of
Yeah.
having a commentary, instead you're, saying things like that, which I would say is less,
Well, I
a
would think
platform
that when
for
I was
commentary.
actually trying to explain something to you and you were
hmm
interrupting me at the beginning of that until you realized that I was just going to keep talking anyways, because that was the only point where you actually
hmm
stopped talking. Yes, sir, that is actively crying because you were literally
I
going
wouldn't
on
say that that's
apparently about, if you don't want to talk to me, why am I still on the phone when you could have hung up at any point in time? Like you were, it just doesn't make sense. Like, yeah. So
well, no,
you
I
were
mean, because it's
crying. Yeah.
no, I would say that it's not crying, and I stopped because I
Okay,
was
you're
interested
right.
in
You
what you
were
had to say.
whining. I hope that makes you feel better. You were
I
whining.
wouldn't say that it's whining either. I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
one time say, "Oh, woe is me," or feel bad for me or whatever it may be. I simply was,
Oh,
trying
okay.
to make sure that we were able to both have a conversation.
Uh-huh.
So, do you feel that it's a good thing that Trump has, ordered
I'm still waiting for that page
illegal?
number.
Okay, well, it's going to take a second. If you want,
I mean, if you can just
if
say
you
that
want
you're
to,
not going to
we
get
just
it, you
sit
can
here.
just say that.
I would say, at this moment in time, I probably am not going to, sit here and look for specific page numbers or what have you.
Gotcha.
I think that you also, didn't you admit the fact, though, that there was something related to taxation on Social Security in the bill,
No,
but it was over the $34,000?
that's not
Okay.
included in the bill. That's been a thing forever.
Okay.
Yeah, nice try at a
Let's
gotcha,
find the
but
page.
it's literally been a thing
No,
forever, and it goes up a little
I'm
bit
not.
every single year by the IRS.gov and the SSA.gov. I hope that helps. Like, it's been a
No, I'm not.
thing.
I'm not saying it's a gotcha at all. I'm just saying that I don't have the information in front of me. You 100% could be right, and if you are, wonderful. So let me look up the page number. I mean, if you wanna delay the commentary, we certainly could do that. If you'd like to talk about something else, we could do that too.
Again, I said if you're just gonna say that you're not gonna get it, you can just say, I'm not gonna look it up.
Well, I'm gonna look it up.
Anyways, well, I guess he's looking it up. We'll go ahead and use this time to go ahead and do a PSA. If you're watching over on TikTok, be sure to hit that follow button way up at the top. It's the nice red one. It'll either be a plus sign or it'll actually say the word follow. After you hit that follow button, if you send that heart me, it goes right up on my head just like this. It only costs you a penny, and I so appreciate it so much. And if we guys can knock out this live goal, it's been sitting up here for about 18 minutes, barely touched. I would appreciate that as well. Also, if you guys are watching over on the tubes, be sure to hit that subscribe button. That is free to do. And again, if you're on the tubes, you can also send jewels and you can also send super chats. Those also help and go a long way, and it counts towards my no tax on tips. Also, if you are over on the Twitchy side of things, you can hit that follow button. Again, that is free to do already. And we'll go ahead and read through some of these as I don't know what he called in for. People just do weird things. Thank you, Leland, for the jewels. Lost Fox for the jewels. We have BS Barbie says, keep up the education. It is obviously needed. Yeah, it most definitely is. And I know he just found out about the exception to taxation on Social Security. Lost Fox, thank you again for the jewels. I make so little I don't have to file taxes, 12K a year. Exactly. Thank you, Aslan, for that. Lost Fox, thank you for the jewels. Tommy, thank you for jewels. We got some jewels coming in from Tommy. And then Banana. Yep, one hundo. Thank you for the bits. Thank you, Tommy, again for the jewels. The jewels are they're fun little things that come up. They're very similar to gifts on TikTok. Um, ooh, Yeah, we just get a heart. I wish you guys could see the TikTok gifs. Similarly enough that I wish I could actively see the jewels as they come in. But I don't see the animations because it's too small on my screen, unfortunately. You were listening to Deep Purple this afternoon.
Page 12.
Page 12 of the final bill.
So,
Page 12. So, well, out of 331, correct? What's your total of number of pages that you're looking at?
this is 47 total. I can get the.
Oh, then you're not looking at the right one at all.
Okay. Let me get the section for you then. And then.
Let's go through the steps, guys. So we are on congress.gov. You guys see all of this. It says the congress.gov. HR1, one big beautiful bill. We're going to scroll down. We already have it clicked on text. This is where it became public law. Okay, and what we're going to do is open up the PDF. I already had it open, but we're just going to go ahead and do this. And I know it's hard to see. I can't really make it bigger. I mean,
Section
331 pages.
110103.
1110.
110103.
110103.
Correct.
Does not exist.
Enhanced deduction for seniors. Section 1101.
0 out of 0 search results. I am literally on the text of the one big beautiful bill. And what you're talking about does not exist. You don't even have the correct bill open because you can't even give me the correct page number. Just showing you guys 0 out of 0 search results. Even if I take that out. Even if I just take off the 3, 11010 does not exist as a section number. And then here we can even go to like, gee. All right, well, you can just call back when you've got it. Goodness me. My point is it's not in there. Again, I wanted the text. This is the one big beautiful bill. Pulled it directly from congress.gov. Oh, okay. So somebody says, I want to see this boyfriend. Okay, I don't really talk about it that much. And neither does he, except for when you guys go to his live. But if you go to Polypolitics 1.0 over on the tubes, there you go. I hope that helps. And thank you, Dolphin, for the 10 over on the Green app. Dolphin says, happy belated birthday. Well, thank you, Dolphin, and I hope your puppers is doing well. Thank you, Northern, for the jewels. Aslan said, this caller is so annoyed by facts. How do they make it through a day? I don't know. Heavy side. Good. I'm glad to hear it, Dolphin. And thank you, Northern, for the jewels as well. I mean, I just helped you guys out. I don't know what exactly he was annoyed about, but thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Oh, hey. I didn't think I was actually going to reach you. I called you like 26 times. Yeah, I'm here.
I know. Thousands of people call me a day. It just, I put it on Do Not Disturb while I'm on a caller, with a caller. Anyway, yeah, thanks, Jim. That was a pretty funny one. How old are you?
I'm 26, about to be 27.
Awesome. Well, happy early birthday then. And are you still supporting Donald
you.
Trump?
I am not supporting Donald Trump at this time, but I am pretty, like, purple, so I can tell you why I voted for him at that time.
You voted for him in
We can discuss
2024?
that. Yes.
Okay. I'll bite just because you'll be the last caller anyway. We're just gonna do a.
Sure thing.
Sorry, I'm gonna do a thing real quick. Over on TikTok for a second. Let's see.
Take your time.
I don't expect y'all to do this. I'm just putting this up here because it seems like it would be cute. Is that the one? No, I've done that one. I've seen that one. Hold on. Sometimes I do silly stuff where I'm just like, I just want to see something cute.
It's all good. Just let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, you can go ahead and go. Why did you vote for Donald Trump?
Sure. So 2023 was one of the worst years of my life at that point. I had gone through collecting debt as well as a car accident, and I had to move across the country the year before to move back in with my parents, well, my mom at least. But I was just in a state of my life where nothing was going my way. And I even had a job, and I was getting overtime hours, and my bank account was still going down. You know, I was still in the red, and I was like, what the heck is happening right now? And at that time, you know, the elections were being paraded all around, and I saw that, like, Joe and Kamala were, like, doing okay for their own thing, but I eventually, like, I wanted to go to conventions and stuff, but I also didn't really have time to do it. But I looked up if there were conventions in my area, and there was phenomenally more, like, Republican conventions than there were Democrat. And I even went on the Democrat website to see if there was anything local in my area, and I could not find a single event happening locally in my area from that time. And the only option that I was allowed to see on the website was donating. And even if you go to other,
What
so
state
like
are you
try
in
to,
by chance?
I'm in California.
Yeah, sorry. And I don't agree with it. Let me be I don't agree with this tactic, but presidential candidates, like Democratic presidential candidates, don't campaign in solidly blue states.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
don't
while it
agree
does
with
make
it,
me
but
upset,
that's why they don't. And also the website, you could do far more than just donate. They just didn't release the policy until the day before the debate, which if I recall correctly, the debate was on September 13th, and it was released the night before. Her policies were released the night before.
mm-hmm. While I do also understand that it was part of my due diligence to look up what's going on around and try to, like, give my best possible vote as voter literacy, at that time in my life, I just wanted things to get better. And I was not part of MAGA, but I just was going through so much, and I was like, all right, well, this current administration is not really doing much to help me specifically. So I feel like because of the Democrats not having well enough of a agenda to help promote the cause, especially with going on the website and having it be how it was, I was like, all right, well, I don't have time for pretty much any of this besides getting a job and trying to hold it. So eventually I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to take a chance. And I voted for Trump. And I've since come to regret my vote because of ICE, and he's also taking away like healthcare and stuff. And now it's like with the government shutdown, there's just so many people that are being furloughed without guaranteed pay, because in the previous shutdowns, there were in fact people that were being paid later on when the furlough ended as like back pay, but now there's not even guaranteed back pay. So now it's like, I feel for these people, and now they're like trying to cut SNAP, which so many people, which included myself at that time, because I was like going between homeless and not homeless. So whenever I'd have to go into the SNAP office, it'd be like, hey, I'm trying to get my benefits. Oh, do you have a home? Okay, well, if you have a home, then you can't get these benefits now because you have to at least work 20 hours a week. And I was like, I'm trying to keep this job. I'm trying to keep this, and it was just kind of cut off. So I was like, well, that sucks.
Yes, he lied.
Mm-hmm. What is your take on that?
Donald Trump is a lying liar, and we know that people have received, like, specifically when you're talking about being homeless and SNAP benefits, homelessness is no longer considered a qualification for SNAP.
Mm-hmm. And that makes me very upset.
And that's effective November 1st, 2025.
I'm lucky to, have
You're
been...
awesome!
So I'm a little sick right now, but I'm lucky to be in California where at least there are some people getting some SNAP benefits due to my state law, but there's a lot of people out there now that are not getting SNAP at all. And I'm like, whoa, dude, that is crazy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree with you, man. Well, all right. Well, I'm at my time, so I'm going to go ahead and end.
There is one thing I'd like to ask you. Is that okay?
What's up?
There is one thing I'd like to ask you. Is that fine?
Yeah, what's up? What's the question?
Oh, yeah. So what do you think of the next upcoming election? Because
don't know.
I'm at a point where I personally believe if it's Democrats and then Republicans, which throughout most of our history, there's never been a third party president. And I know you can write it in. And I'm personally at a point now where it's like, okay, well, if the people vote for a written in vote for Donald Trump, but the term limit says it's 2. And even though I know that we have gone more than 2 terms because of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, but that was also during a time of war, and war is far worse than anyone can possibly picture in their minds. And yeah, it's like, what do you think is going to happen if he gets voted in by writing?
Literally impossible. Only 9 states recognize write-in candidates. You can't win a presidency off of 9 states, and especially not the 9 states that recognize it. They don't have enough electoral college votes.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
Yep. So just so you guys know, if you're a red person and you're MAGA and you still want to vote for Donald Trump, feel free as a write-in candidate. You're literally going, my vote, trash, if you're in 41 states.
While I understand that it is law that way to have that, what I'm understanding is that we the people create the law. So if that ends up being that way, what is stopping the people from just deciding, hey, we want this write-in vote to be that way? And I know that Kanye West got a lot of votes, enough to be up there, because that is an American right to be able to write in your candidate. But again, I'm just like, I think Donald Trump, playing, devil's advocate, if he was to have a write-in, that he'd have a pretty good chance of having that be like a change in history. Not saying that he would become president for a third term, but that it would definitely cause some kind of schism of some sort, where it's like, okay, all these people want these votes to be their vote, yet like now we have this Republican candidate that would not be Donald Trump if it was to go that way. But still,
It's not possible.
that-
That's all. Like they can write it in. They can do whatever they want. They can throw a fit. They can repeat January 6th. Does not matter. Like literally, if they are in 41 different states that do not recognize write-in candidates, it does not matter, and those states do not have enough of the electoral college in order to matter either. They could make it so that it would like delay the results of the election and it would have to be reran and they would not be able to accept write-in candidates or whatever it is. Either way, the Constitution clearly lays out that a president cannot serve for a third term, point blank, period. So it would be unconstitutional. Beep.
I agree.
Whatsoever. So have a good night, bud. Thank you.
You too.
So I tried looking that up again, like 334 kilo, and the only thing I can find is just like house.gov website referencing that number and everything else, but nothing directing me to what the section is within the text of the one big beautiful bill. So I'm not disagreeing with you, Kilo. Like it's not directing me. It's just someone's public statements. And thank you, Gerhardt, for the jewels, and Tommy. The food's not very good at this restaurant. Such nice portions, though. Well, that's good. As long as the portions are good, that's always a good thing. But if it's not tasty, that is a problem, actually. Taste is important when you're eating out. Greg, do you know what it takes to get a constitutional amendment passed? Probably not. TikTok, don't freak out. Okay. There's 248 of you in here, so try not to freak out, guys. I'm going to mute for a second, and while I'm muted, if you haven't hit that follow button yet, hit that follow button. Over on the tubes and over on Twitchy. Yes. Radical, where would you like me to raid? I will give you a raid if you tell me where to send them to. On YouTube, we are going to go ahead and end for the night. I should not be on tomorrow. I'm going to be very clear. I should not be on tomorrow. Doesn't mean that I won't be on tomorrow, but I should not be on tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. If I do show up, it'll be there. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're on the tubes, hit that follow button if you haven't already. If you're on Twitch, you're going to stay up for a moment if we figure that out. The dog hears somebody outside and wants to go bark. All right, good night over on tubes and over on, well,